Good Monday morning. This is Angie with Emotional Wellness. I do see there's nobody here yet, and that's okay. When you do arrive, share with me that you're here, where you're from, invite people. We're going to talk about making peace with food and exactly what does that mean. So I will give a moment or two and have some great suggestions for you. And so, what does it mean to make peace with food? Well, with making peace with food, this is where you stop the food fight. This is where you call a truce, where you acknowledge the fact that food is the fuel for your body and it is a requirement. You can't just go without it. You can't restrict yourself down to zero. I mean, you can try, but your body's going to fight back. That's what it's for. Remember, its only goal is to survive. It's to survive whatever you and life throw at it. So if you choose to go hungry, it's going to fight back. And for some of us, that fighting back means it's going to hold on to as much fat as possible for as long as possible. It will eventually start to let go of it, but it will also eventually start shutting down organs in order to survive. So food is fuel, and we're going to stop the food fight right here and now. This is where you give yourself unconditional permission to eat, to honor your hunger, to reject the diet mentality. Because one of the things that dieting does is we learn in dieting that there's always a list. There's always a list of food that we can't have for one reason or another. There is a list. There's a list because it's bad for us. It doesn't matter what diet program you look at. There's always a list. There's a list of foods to either completely reject or to limit or to restrict or whatever they want to call it. It's still a list of food that you're not supposed to eat. And one of the things that I know for myself is that whenever there was a list of food I wasn't supposed to eat, then my terrible 2-year-old came out. Okay, can you hear and see me now? Hey Sarah, can you hear and see me now? I know, I disappeared. And I'm going to wait until you tell me that you can hear and see me now. Wi-Fi. Here's my thing is, I'm a techie nerd. I know a lot about this stuff. And technology is fabulous until it isn't. Okay. So I was telling you about the terrible 2-year-old. When you tell a 2-year-old that they cannot have that, right? What happens? What happens when you tell a 2-year-old you can't have that? I'm making dinner and you can't have that cookie right now. Oh man, the dam opens up wide, doesn't it? I know mine would go, want to bet? I'm going to sneak one. I'm going to do everything I can to get one before dinner, all because you said I couldn't have it. Well, guess what? The same thing happens inside of you. The exact same thing happens inside of you is you have a terrible 2-year-old living inside of you. Hey, I'm back. And when you tell yourself you can't have that, your terrible 2-year-old hands on hips says you want to bet, and it starts to hound you. Oh, I can't have those cookies. And then it just starts eating away at you and eating away at you and, gives all the excuses in the book until what happens? What happens? You end up going in and instead of having 1 or 2 cookies, you eat all the cookies. And then you take yourself on an all expense paid guilt trip for eating the cookies. I wasn't supposed to have those cookies. I am so awful. Why do I keep doing this to myself? Here's the thing. Food is fuel. And when your body sees food and is hungry, it wants the food. It's a primal need, and so it goes after it. Okay, so making peace with food means that you are giving yourself permission to eat everything. Okay, it also means that you're going to take some time to actually sit down with the foods that you think you love, but have been denying yourself of. and even the stuff that you know you love but have been denying yourself of. And just really taking the time to eat and enjoy that food. This, I will warn you, this step is one that a lot of people wait a long time before they do this step because it scares them. I'm going to give you some tools to help with that fear that can come up when somebody tells you, well, you can have whatever you want. Okay. The only caveat that I put on there is that you can eat whatever you want, but there can't be guilt there. There can't be shame there. You can't be berating yourself as you eat it. Because here's the thing that you got to understand. Remember, last week or the week before, I gave you a link to the book called Secrets of the Eating Lab. And one of the things that she shares in there is an experiment that they did with a chocolate cake. And with a chocolate cake, they had the exact same size piece. Okay, so the people who came in had the exact same size piece. And here's the thing with the eating lab is that they can't be straight with you on what they're doing, because if they are, it skews the results. So with this particular study, they were telling people that they just wanted them to kind of review the cake. And so the slices of cake were the same size. It was chocolate cake. It was layered cake. It was divine cake. And what they noticed was that so they got the review from eating the cake, and then they checked in with the people a couple of days later to find out, in all honesty, what was the impact of that cake on their body. And they had people who enjoyed the cake. It was scrumptious. They found joy in it, and the impact was joy. There was no weight gain. There was no change in anything physiologically within them. But then you had those who came in and ate the cake, and they were feeling guilty about eating the cake because they were on a diet, and I'm not supposed to eat that. But I came in and did it anyway, for whatever reason. And those people gained weight from one slice of cake because they felt guilty and they felt shame. Do you think that it came from the cake, or did it come from the emotion? Well, here's the thing. It's been my personal experience, and a lot of people who have gone through and learned aroma freedom technique have had the same experience, that when you're using the aroma freedom technique week after week after week, regardless of what goals you're setting for yourself, as you release emotion, you release weight. I kid you not. I was one of a lot of people. I bet we could do a survey on this and you would see a high number of people who went through the course, the certification course. I lost 24 pounds in 8 weeks of going through the course. 24 pounds. Okay, so yes, emotion has more bearing on our weight than anything else. So let me tell you this too. So what I just told you about the cake and the emotion is true about even salad and emotion. So salad is really good for your body. It's absolutely fabulous for your body, unless you hate salad and you're forcing yourself to eat salad. Then you're making salad bad for your body. Think about that, okay? So this is really important to make peace with food. Eat what you want when you want it, and as much of it as is necessary to feel satisfied. Okay, so what do you do when you sit down to make peace with something and all of a sudden you're stressed out and you're really worried about what is going to happen? Well, that's why I've added the essential oils to this. Okay, in that moment, here's just a short list of oils that you could use. Stress away, peace and calming, valor, lavender, ylang ylang, trauma life. Okay, and the list goes on. The list goes on. You could put oils in a small sample bottle like this. This one has a roller top. I love it. Love, love, love it, because it takes so long for people to actually go through it. Just rub it on your hand and then rub your hands together and smell it, breathe it in until that feeling passes, until you feel ready to make peace with that food. Okay. So I would do it with like smelling the oil. Oh, I make peace with whatever food is sitting in front of you. I make peace with this chocolate cake. I make peace with these donuts. I make peace with this cinnamon roll. I make peace with this grapefruit. I make peace with whatever it is. Okay. Because some of us need to make peace with the foods that are good for our body, but that we haven't been eating because we've become so afraid of food that we basically put ourselves on a liquid diet. Okay. So some of us need to just make peace with food. That food is food. It's a real thing. It's not always a liquid. And then Young Living also has these sample packets. You guys know about these? You can get a variety packet where you get all 5 of these, or you can just purchase one scent. So there's lemon and there's lavender and there's thieves and there's peppermint and there's peace and calming. How easy is that to keep in your purse? I've been told that it's about 8 drops of oil, and you can feel it sloshing around in here when you press on it. And you just tear it open and you just use it. You just use it. So how easy is that, right? Guys, I'm about not just introducing this stuff to you and walking this journey with you, but giving you the information that you need, the oils, what oils, how to put these oils with this makes it so impactful. I kid you not. Emotionally, I'm so much stronger than when I started this journey without the oils. And I'll tell you, I had access to the oils, but I didn't even think to add the oils until I really started to understand what aromatherapy is all about. Okay, so this is aromatherapy. This is a great way to use the essential oils on this journey. So if you have any questions, put them in the comment area. And I can answer them right now, or I can answer them later. You might not have any questions right now. I'm also curious, if I were to open up a paid group, because I can't give you the full coaching here on the Facebook page. It's just not going to work well. But I can set up a group. Facebook has changed its groups to our, I can put in units, like learning lessons. I can start you off with a what is intuitive eating kind of course, and then take you into the group. And we have week after week after week where we're discussing. So tell me what your thoughts are on that. It would be a paid group. It would be a monthly subscription. And it would be worth every penny, because there would be worksheets and there would be handouts and there would be more in-depth conversation than what I can do on my Facebook page, because I would be dedicating myself to those in the group. I want to put this information out here on the Facebook page as well, but can't invest all of my time out here. I'm just going to be honest with you. I have very specialized stuff that I'm doing. Yeah, Sarah, I already have a group that is functioning. And so I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to work on that this week and get that up and running, and do some aroma freedom to figure out what would be a good price, a good monthly price. So you go and have a great day, and come back to the page and ask me any questions that you have. And let's get you on this journey. This is important stuff. Let's get the emotional stuff taken care of so that you can live your life to the fullest. All right. Enjoy your Monday. Bye.